Once upon a time, there was a company called SNK that had many games in the legendary era of the arcades, the 90s, where the most powerful warriors in the history of the fighting game community were born. Oh well, those people must have a driver's license and maybe marriage by now. Welcome to a half-decent guide. Today is up to the great SNK Titan when he's not in a financial crisis. Okay, when he's not having anything to do with pachinkos. The king of fighters.
KoF XV!
In this game we use only 4 buttons. These 4 buttons can be mixed up into 6 combinations that we will use. 2 punches, 2 kicks, light and heavy. Buttons are affected by proximity if you are standing, so they have different features that you need to check for your character. In some you attack further, in some they aim to defeat, you get ideas. Let's continue to the movie of the game, which is more than fundamental due to its depth. If you have played Street Fighter, you might have heard the phrase "don't jump unless you have to." Well, that doesn't work in KoF. Let's start because there are 4 ways to jump. First, we have the traditional jump. Just go up, that's it. Forward, backwards, it works the same in all cases. Then we have the hyper jump, similar to air dash games, going down and up. So opposite directions, and you will notice the sound will leave behind when making this jump. It's very useful to advance and initiate an offensive, or flee for your life. But this is where things get complex. These are the hops. They are done by pressing the jump very slightly, and they are much better for short distance offenses. And yes, you can also hyper hop, so you can keep a very constant pressure and much more difficult to react to get an anti-air. So recap: jump, hyper jump, hop, hyper hop. Also, if we do 2 times backwards, we will do a small dash backwards. But moving forward, we start running. And if we are running, we will always do a hyper jump. Maybe that way you feel more comfortable to make the move. Good, but enough jumping around for a moment. Let's get back to the ground. As a last movement, we have the emergency escape, or as everyone says, roll. To roll, we use the light buttons together, punch and kick. If we don't touch anything, it's forward. But pressing back, it's backwards. What's useful about rolling? Well, it's almost like in Dark Souls. You're invulnerable to almost everything. Yes, almost everything. You are still vulnerable to grabs, and you're vulnerable the moment you get up. But it is an instant. That is why they tell you there is no zoning in this game. Now that we start with the button combinations, we have to move on to the other favorite of everyone, the blowback. Some people call it the 5th button. For this, it is with both heavy buttons. It is a strong and quite safe blow that always knocks down the opponent. It can be used standing or in the air. But the greatest benefit is in the air due to the area they cover and the counter effect. If we manage to cause a counter, that's when our attack hits the enemy while they are attacking. We will always confirm that our next hit on the ground connects. Very useful when using super attacks. It also has the quality of the wave cancel or cancelled feint. It's not universal, but most of the character got it. To do this, we will make a special move during the standing block animation. It's very practical form of ground control from a distance. There are some extra ways to defend ourselves beyond blocking. The first is, do you remember how to roll? Well, if while defending we try to roll, we can roll, but they will cost 1 super bar. How do you defend yourself? Well, backwards. This is not Mortal Kombat. And sideward blocking, if you try a blowback, we throw the opponent away. Deal less damage and also spend a super bar, but it's worth it to calm down. Finally, we can use our blowback in one last way, the Shatter Strike. The Shatter Strike is a counter-offensive move to leave the opponent wide open. It's an armored blowback and will knock your enemy down on the spot, unless you catch them in the air, then the balls off the wall. Be careful, the armor is not total, so don't try it as an outright defense. It will also consume a super bar, but if you manage to confirm the blow, you will recover half of the bar. Let's move on to violence. Let's learn to make combos. KoF follows a fairly easy to understand combo structure, but it's important that before that you know that there is an auto combo. It's pretty restrictive, so it won't interfere with your game much, unless you like to push like punch non-stop. If we are close to the opponent and press the like punch, this will trigger the auto combo sequence. 1, 2, 3, and if we do it 4 times, there is with it change. If you use 4 times like punch, we will do the most expensive move that we will have available, in general the climax or super level 3. With 3 times like punch and then strong kick, it will be a super level 2. If we finish with strong punch, super level 1. And if we finish with light kick, choose a special move. Note that if you use a strong punch or a strong kick by holding forward, it will be a grab. With a punch, it launches forwards, and with a kick, it backwards. Okay, now yes to the real combos. We start with something simple, a close strong attack to a move. Generally, punches are easy to land, but kicks do slightly more damage. If you're thinking, can I attack with light hits and make a move? Yeah, the answer varies according to characters, so you have to test with everything. You can also start crouching, but not with strong kick, that will knock down the opponent. Now we will be increasing the formula. To a strong attack and special move, we will add a command movement. All characters have one, but not every command moves helps extend the combo. Some only do particular ways to attack. Strong hit, command move, special move. We can of course add a champion. I mean, there are 4 champs in this game, something has to be used. Champion attack, heavy attack, command move, special move, and why don't we add a super? Sorry you come wanting to spend that energy in a cool way not blocking. Special move can be cancelled into super moves without much trouble, and we consume as many bars as the strength of the attack, 1, 2 or 3. Also, we can cancel super moves on a somewhat larger scale. Super to super level 2 and level 2 to level 3 all in one sequence, or from 1 to level 3. Very important for the simplification of gameplay, you have to take into account the movement buffer. Here I will put 2 simple examples. This is Isla, a new character in the game. If we do down, back and kick, we do this little dash and kick, that knockdown. Okay, if we do down, back and punch, she makes this super move. So we can assume down, back, kick, down, back, punch. But this is where the buffer comes in. Because our last move was down, back, we only have to do it once. So it would be down, back, kick, down, back, punch, in quick sequence, of course. For a different example, here is Robert. We're going to make his anti-air into his super projectile. The anti-air is forward, and punch. And the super is forward, and punch. So we do anti-air, and since the last move was forward, we should have to make you forward and punch. We save the movements, like when you subscribe to the channel and you say yourself having to come to the channel to look for new videos. But in this combo equation we are missing the X moves. X moves are variants of our special moves, which cost half of a super and done by using both buttons of the indicate attack type. In addition to doing more damage, they usually have special characteristics, such as making our opponent fall to his knees, bounce off the ground or off the walls. So, assuming we want to consume a bar and a half, jumping attack, heavy attack, command move, X move, special move, and we cancel into super. That's a complete and efficient combo. So if your idea is to bury the boot with force and that's it, there is the max mode, the one I showed for that super cancellation with Terry. Max mode is done by pressing light kick and heavy punch, or B and C. It's likely that reading guides you will find that, so it's worth mentioning. Most guides use the term I, B, C, or D to refer to light punch, light kick, heavy punch, heavy kick. It's from the Neo Geo console era, so you don't get confused. Going back, Max mode consumes 2 bars of energy and put us in this special state. During this stage, the general damage will be increased and the moves and X moves will consume a new bar instead of our bars. with the exception of level 2 and 3 supers. This will consume a portion of the bar and an initial stock from our super bars. Although it is a clear and giant shot to our opponent, I'm going for you. So we have to make another way to make it a little less obvious. Quick Max. Quick Max can be done when we cancel it from regular hit or a command move, and our character will automatically start running on activation. This is very useful when we have a low or overhead command move with distance in order to catch the opponent off guard. Although the Quick Max bar is much smaller and doesn't have increased damage, if we want to have a little more capitalization with that, we can take advantage of it with our third character. In case you haven't noticed yet, this is a team game, and we will have to play with 3 characters. The first character will have 3 maximum bars available, the second 4, and the last 5, and depending on who activates max, how long the bar is. These positions are commonly known as point, mid, and anchor. With this, we cover all the basic gameplay of King of Fighters. Wait, I forgot something important. These 4 buttons can be mixed up into 6 combinations that we will use. Roll, Blowback, pot punches, pot kicks, max mode, and can't forget the taunt. I hope this guide is helpful and gives you a clearer picture of what you can do with the resources the game gives you. Have a better day than Chris.